Senator Saraki.
Also, I'd like to call our attention and the need for us to really begin to take seriously some of the actions or recommendations we have made. And you read the motion, Senator Opuzodima had raised about 7 fatal
Sorry, just before I forget, Hope.
That if you remember the last time we debated the air crash of Dana Air, I think this chamber was very charged. We're all very down and we made certain recommendations. And one of the recommendations we made then was that the reason for this impunity on behalf of the regulators was because previous crashes and previous reports, going as way back as ADC years ago, that those reports, nothing has been done. And we took a decision here and said even before the issue of Dana, all previous reports of air crashes, we should ensure that the recommendations are implemented. They have not been implemented. To the best of my knowledge, I have not seen us debate the previous reports of these previous incidences. So I am very concerned that today, yet again, unfortunately, lives are lost. We are going to recognize that. We're going to pay respect to the lives. But I think the best respect, the greatest respect we can pay is to prevent this happening again. And the only way we can prevent it happening again is to ensure that people are held responsible and accountable. And they cannot be held responsible and accountable for as long as the report are in somebody's cupboard gathering dust. So with all due respect, distinguished colleagues, as we talk about different issues associated, if we do not make examples of cases of completed investigation, what was responsible, the company, the regulators, what were done to them. Even Dana, most of us just heard on radio they were back. As a chamber like this, at least reasons have been brought to us, and we have all have been convinced. Distinguished Mr. President, until we change this approach, I believe that the most critical thing we need to do, and direct back to the Aviation Committee, is that all these previous cases must be implemented, what all the recommendations must be. Number 2, I am not even sure that the Aviation Committee have the competence and the resources to carry out what is needed to be able to do a thorough check. Because what we are asking them to do is to carry out a third-party assessment of the airworthiness of some of these airplanes. And until we empower them to do that, we're just going to sit down, pass a motion, and pray and hope that we don't come back again to pass another. With all due respect, distinguished colleagues, until we begin to hold people responsible, because this is just a reflection of our society, where people who are responsible for doing the right thing are not doing the right thing. Because majority of these air crashes, at the end of the day, if we speculate, it is largely to do with something to do with airworthiness of those planes. And it is not until they happen that we begin to take action.